Okay, guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Blue Point TV. Guys, let's talk about the Arsenal game, and Liverpool because these two teams they draw point. Arsenal played against Everton at home at the Emirates, and then they drew that game goalless, nil-nil, and as well, Liverpool played at home against Fulham, and then they drew that game 2-2. So now, if you're a Chelsea fan, if you're a Chelsea fan, obviously it's a good result for Chelsea. These two teams dropping point. If you're a Chelsea fan, this is a massive result for Chelsea. And obviously as well, if you're a City fan, this is a good result for Manchester City. Let me start with Manchester City because obviously we know that they have been struggling in the past weeks. This season, Pep Guardiola has been struggling as well with the team, and even the Manchester City fans, many of them are saying they're out of the title race. They don't think they can win the league this season. And for Manchester City, City are 27 points now. Obviously, they are they I think are between fourth or fifth position in the league. Now, if City wins their game, they will be 30 points. If they win the game against Manchester United, City will be 30 points. And if they win that game, 30 points, the same point with Arsenal. You know, it's crazy that if City wins this game, it looks like they are back in the title race because if Arsenal think that they are still in the title race with 30 points, that is to say Manchester City as well should still be in the title race with 30 points. And obviously if Chelsea wins, you know, against Brentford, Chelsea will be 34 points. So Chelsea will be topping Manchester City with just 4 points. So if Chelsea will be topping Manchester City with 4 points, and people are saying Chelsea are in the title race, some Chelsea fans, some of them, few of them are feeling like they're in the title race. Then Manchester City should be in the title race because the league is still far. There are so many games to be played. And yeah, for Manchester City, I feel like now that Liverpool and Arsenal have dropped points, I think it's a must-win game for them. They have to win, against Manchester United for them to still have a chance if they want to win the league. While for Chelsea, like I said, these two teams dropping points is huge, huge for Chelsea, to win the game against Brentford, even if we know it will be a difficult game, knowing that they haven't won against Brentford at home in Stamford Bridge in the league. Going back into this game, the Arsenal game against Everton. Now, if you watch the game, it was really, really disappointing performance from the Arsenal team. When you watch the game, obviously, we know how Everton will play. We know how Everton will approach this kind of game. They will sit back, they will defend, hoping that they will get something from the game. And the game plan from the Everton coach worked. He doesn't have to come out, and that was what he did. They didn't even come out to see if they would score. They just sat back, defend, and exactly that was what happened. And for Arsenal, the Arsenal players, you could see that this team, in terms of creating chances, they are struggling to create chances. When you're playing against low block team, if you're playing against a team that will sit back and defend, it's for you to create chances by trying to open up the team. And Arsenal couldn't do that. They couldn't do that. And for me, if a team is struggling to open up defensive team, obviously there are so many reasons, on that. You will say, so most of the people will say it's the coach. He has to create a system whereby the players will understand if they're playing these kind of teams that that will sit back and defend. And I feel like Mikel Arteta himself is struggling as a coach in terms of breaking those kind of teams. If you watch the game against Fulham last week, exactly the same thing happened. Fulham did not really come out too much to play. They sat back and Arsenal couldn't do anything in that game. Obviously, that game actually ended 1-1. They drew that game. And this game again, and that Fulham game that they even drew, they score with set pieces, not with open play goal. So they score with set pieces. That will tell you that they are struggling to to create chances. And then this game against Everton, it was the same thing. They couldn't create chances against Everton. And this Everton team, I think they are poor this season. They have been poor this season. Manchester United won against Everton 4-0, and the Manchester United team, we know Arsenal have a better team than Manchester United, but they beat Everton, they comfortably beat Everton 4-0. So it tells you that Arsenal are struggling to create chances. For me, that is the biggest problem that they have, creating chances. And sometimes you look at the players, even if I think Mikel Arteta have job to do there in terms of, creating a system whereby the players can understand if they are meeting this kind of teams in terms of creating chances. But at the same time, the players that they have in terms of the attacking players, Arsenal, I feel like the attacking players, many of them are not good enough, you know, if they want to win the league. Especially if you're playing against this kind of team that will sit back and defend, you need top class attacking forward. And if you will watch the players that they have, for me, I feel like it's only Saka and Odegaard. These are the two players that I think can create something, for Arsenal in the attack. I don't think they have any other players that can create something in terms of if it's going difficult for them. Because sometimes it's the players that will do it. Sometimes it's the players, even if the coach have, map out or create a system where the players can, use to break that kind of defensive team. Sometimes it's difficult still with that system. But the players themselves, if they are top players, they can do it on their own. They can do it on their own. And I feel like Arsenal, they are lacking in numbers in the attack, in those kind of, quality, creative players. If Saka is finding it difficult to create chances for Arsenal, you find out that the team as a whole find it difficult to score. Because if you watch this game against Everton, they were like 3 or 4 on Saka because they know how good he is. They know that he is the one that can create chances, for the Arsenal team. Why the other side, Martinelli wasn't doing anything. They knew that with Martinelli, they don't have to put so many men or bodies on Martinelli. It was just Ashley Young, I think, was the one on Martinelli, and Martinelli couldn't do anything, to go past Ashley Young. And for Kai Havertz, it's crazy that Kai Havertz is the number 9 for a club like Arsenal. Because as a Chelsea fan, I watched Kai Havertz when he was at Chelsea, and he was horrible for Chelsea. So I was so happy when he left the club. But then for Arsenal to be, for Kai Havertz to be the number 9 striker, the top striker, the one striking for Arsenal, it's mad that a player like Kai Havertz is the one attacking for Arsenal. He's not good enough to be the number 9 striker for Arsenal. So they will continue. For me, I feel like they would continuously struggling if they don't change some of their attacking players, because I feel like they are not good enough. If you watch some clubs in the league, I feel like they have even better attack than Arsenal. For me, I feel like they have even better attack than Arsenal. So for me, yeah, it was a disappointing result from the Arsenal team, disappointing performance from the Arsenal team. I feel like even the build-up play was really poor from the Arsenal team. And obviously we'll talk about Liverpool, but even the substitution for from Mikel Arteta was also poor. I feel like for him to take off Odegaard in the game wasn't the right decision for me, because even I think Odegaard in this game he was poor, but removing Odegaard in this game, he is one player for Arsenal that can create something even if he's poor in the game. There are players that you don't take off, that you don't take them off from a game even if they are poor, because some of those players are moment players. They could create something, just like Cole Palmer. He might not be in a game, but he might somehow create something in the game, even if he's not fully in the game. So for me, taking Odegaard out from the game was really poor decision from Mikel Arteta. And yeah, for Chelsea, good result. If you're a Chelsea fan, it's a good result for Chelsea that Arsenal draw point, because yes, the Chelsea coach can say he's not in the title race, but at the same time, we need Arsenal to drop point, and also we need Liverpool to drop point. Now, talking about Liverpool, they drew their game 1-1, and 2-2 in the game, and obviously, Fulham scored first in the first half, and I feel like the reason why Liverpool did not win this game was because of the red card. And the Robinson had got a red card in the game, and for me that was a red card for me, and that was a red card for me. And still, Liverpool, we are still for me the better team, especially in the second half. For them to have one man down in this game, and they were still pushing to win the game, and they managed to come back 1-1. In the first half, I think they managed to come back 1-1 in the first half. That was a very good assist from from Mo Salah. And when you have players like Mo Salah that at the same time he might not be in the game, but he is a moment player, he can still create something in the game. And that was exactly what he did. That was a very good cross from Mo Salah, and Gakpo made it 1-1 for Liverpool. And then for me in the second half, I think Liverpool were clearly the better team in the second half. They, for me, if any team deserved winning in that game, it should be Liverpool, because even with one man down, they were better than Fulham. Fulham was even sitting back, hitting Liverpool on a counter. A team that is, one man down is pressing the team that is, 11 men. So for me, that was a very good performance from Liverpool in the second half. Obviously, Fulham made it 2-1, and yeah, when they made it 2-1, for me, as a Chelsea fan, I wanted Liverpool to lose. I won't lie, I wanted Liverpool to lose, but seeing how they perform in the game, that's to tell you that they really want to win this league. They really want to win this league because, like I said, if Liverpool were to be complete in this game, I think they win, even if it is 2-0 down, because the goal, the red card result to possibly a goal from Fulham. Fulham, if Robinson did not, kick the player, which was the goal bound, maybe Fulham could have scored. But even 2-0 down, if maybe the player scored, I still think possibly with 11 men, Liverpool could have won. But obviously, Liverpool came back into the game. They made it 2-2, and they were still pushing. They were still pushing. And some of their players still play. I feel like all of the Liverpool players played well, even with, 10 men. I feel like they played well. So, like I said, if there's any team that deserved to win in this game, Liverpool Fulham, I feel like it should be Liverpool. But at the end of the day, they draw point, and like I said, it's a good result for Chelsea. If you're a Chelsea fan, Liverpool dropping point, Arsenal dropping point is good for Chelsea. And if you're a City fan, City dropping point. Liverpool dropping point and Arsenal dropping point is a good thing if you're a City fan, hoping that they can still maybe have a chance to win the league if you're a City fan. So yeah, for me, Chelsea just have to win their next game. Their game against Brentford, and if they win that game, they'll be topping, Arsenal with 4 points and then 2 points below Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool still have their outstanding game. So, but for Chelsea, they just have to win this game against Brentford to close the gap on Liverpool. So yeah, that's my thought. That's my opinion on the game. How poor do you think Arsenal were in the game? Because I feel like they were very poor in the game against Everton. And for Liverpool, yeah, I still think they played well in the game. So your thought, your opinion on this one. Thank you guys. Stay safe. Well, I see you again.